Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the finest Dawn of War Ultimate Apocalypse cast this side of East Yorkshire. And today we've got a 2 vs 2 on Rock Claw Foothills. Playing on the sister side, we've got Catgirl and we've got Demi. Playing for the Force of Chaos, we've got Keku as the Chaos Space Marines, and we've got Sproiken in the Koiken playing as the Imperial Guard, but obviously role-playing as those all-important traitorous guardsmen, aiding the Dark Gods and their allies in the conquering of this wonderful beach. Now, second faction war we've had in a short space of time, but another game that we've had on the Rock Claw Foothills, so we'll see if it's going to be the same situation where it's going to be Imperial Guard hogging the centre and seeing what they can do. But at the moment we have got some conscripts going around, and usually that's standard fare for guardsmen. Lovely colour scheme for them, by the by, some orange and dark colours. Will they have a Mighty Hull City flag? No, not quite. Sadly, they don't spread the black and amber in the same way that the Mighty Yorkshire boys can, but that's okay, we forgive them. We're all even under the banner of orange and amber. Yeah, so Chaos and Imperial Guard versus Sisters. I imagine it's just going to be a case of bring loads of ladies down, fight people around, take up into tier 2, go Celestians. Which is, no matter what version of the game you play, Celestians are always going to be the be-all and end-all for the Sisters. At least I think so. I don't really see that many games of Sisters of Battle in Ultimate Apocalypse. It don't seem to be a very popular faction, all things being said. But they've got that flexibility, like we've seen before in all versions of the game. The Celestians go around and smash things in the form of infantry. And then when vehicles come out, well, then they just swap around and get them multi-melters. Although the regular Battle Sisters, they can also gain some multi-melters as well later on in the game, should they wish. I've already got the listing post on over onto this side, but 4 women against all these boys. Some conscripts, some fully qualified. It's a one-bill combo of all the lads. And, yeah, they're probably not going to win. Probably not going to win in such short numbers. Girls down over here, though. They're going up against meatier lads. One missionary already been slapped down. But they're going to fall back just against these numbers. Makes me think of, oh, what's that new Warhammer Plus program that came out with the Imperial Guard lady and the Sisters of Battle and the Salamander going around against the Necrons. Highly recommend it. Very good program. Only 3 episodes long, which is just the right length for me to watch. One Commissar chasing around these Battle Sisters. He doesn't need any friends. He's going at it solo, spinning around and trying to get them, but quite nimble, these Sisters. Can't quite keep up with them. Same movement speed, more or less, but actually 3 Commissars already. That's quite a lot of Commissars for such a period in the game. He's relatively tanky, he can take on the damage. Over here we do have a missionary taking on all these conscripts, also laying some hands upon himself just to keep him on the go. And actually, he's probably going to take him on, but their reinforcement are going to keep them in the fight over onto that side. Sisters have managed to bottleneck Keku over onto this side there. Hero Guard will aid their allies by doing a flanking manoeuvre. Catgirl having to fall back. We're going to keep a squad around these parts. Listing post pumping loads of fire directly into the crotch of this one Space Marine. Oh, good lord. That's cruel. You know, that's one way to burn the gene seed from someone, I suppose. Guardsmen over here, they've had the morale broken. One Commissar still been left over there going hand to hand. Mr. Sister Fister, that's what we call him. Going through one lady at a time. Spinning to win. It's like Garen from League of Legends, but with a cooler hat. Well, the Ecclesiastical Servitors coming in to repair this. And just narrowly saving themselves from the Chaos Space Marines here. What, did you kill them all? They killed them all. I suppose that's what happens when... Oh, no, never mind. They moved over here. Out of dick burning reach. Fair enough. One missionary lays hands upon himself again. He comes in, won't survive long close combat there. No way, no Jose. Being bonked and kicked in the chest. Morale being broken on the Chaos Space Marines, but the sheer amount of ladies, just a bulwark against the force of chaos. Here's the thing, do Traitor Guardsmen have Commissars? And if they do, are they even more tapped in the head than the Imperial Commissars? I wonder. I wonder indeed. Maybe you guys know of the story of a Traitor Commissar. All the Ecclesiastical Servitors get killed more straight away, but there's more fire. Thankfully, these turrets go for the chest. Go for the chesticles rather than testicles. They're going to fall back. Thankfully, they've also got this side on lockdown as well. I imagine as well. Oh no, they have not quite got this. The missionary managing to weather the storm of all those conscripts. The Southern team are struggling somewhat. I'm going to put down a turret emplacement. Also got infantry command. So yeah, this section is going to be more or less a no-go zone for the sisters. Chaos Lord is also... Oh no, I say it's a no-go zone. How did you get down here, sisters of Demi? Demi sisters? Well, they're way behind enemy lines. Probably not where they want to be. Canoness seems to be joining them as well, if she can get all the way down. Not sure what objectives or tactical mindset was going on here, but maybe we're just flexing on them, flexing on the haters, you know, just saying you can't get us, we'll do a lap around your relic. You can't stop us. But it's just Battle Sisters at the moment. Nothing fancy, nothing too crazy. Not even much in the way of a economy. We've got tier 2 on the way, tier 2 for you as well. Tier 2 for these guys. Imperial Guard are already in tier 2. Keku there, not quite there. Has gone for his Chaos Armory there. So potential for upgrades. I mean, the Battle Sisters, they are heavy infantry. So plasma guns will be on the cards for Chaos Space Marines, I reckon. But they will need tier 2 for that. God, there's just so many of them. And they're all the same colour as well, so it looks like as if they're coming from the same army. Are they the same colour? Slight different shades of gold. But other than that, they look almost identical. Over here, the Canoness has been beaten back by 2 Commissars, or 3 Commissars, and some Guardsmen. Imperial conscripts leaving their home for probably to cap that relic. So maybe that was the sisters' intention. And now we have the Chaos Space Marines. They've regrouped. And they're looking to potentially push down over onto this side. Chaos Lord going to tank all 3 loads of fire. Try and keep those women on the back foot while the Space Marines do something. I need to move a little bit further forward. Chaos Lord will be taken down. No, that was a bit of a hodgepodge of an assault there. I thought that the Chaos Lord was going to go over this way. All these guys were then going to assault that listing post. That's what I thought it was going to be. Oh, we've got special weapons teams. They're going to come over, and they've got access to all sorts of good stuff. Grenade launchers, Inferno launchers, anti-tank support. So this listing post is soon to be deaded. 1 Commissar has been burnt to a crisp. But this listing post is soon to be blasted into the pasted. And now the sisters potentially going to lose their strategic point over there, which will then make all the points equal. Surfing's nice idea, but a little bit late in the game for those, I think. Maybe for decapping stuff. But everyone, I think, has got stuff. Yeah, they've got upgrade listing posts, so not going to do them all that well. Sister's going to bash around these guardsmen. They've got a medic. At least they had one there. They've still got a medic. Should keep them nice and healthy. Got to avoid this negative cover there. Can't fight in the water. Wet socks are not the kind of uniform you want to use when fighting against the forces of the Imperium. Let's have a look at the economies really quick. We've got 203 and 79, 153 and 50, 145 and 50, and 148 and 60. Stay on these sisters for a little bit so we can hear some lady voices for a bit. But yeah, so economy's fairly even, although Catgale does have a little bit of an advantage in the blue department. Going to see some Retributors on the way. All with heavy bolter guns. And just a smorgasbord of upgrades. Stun grenades. Holy Passion. Act of Faith. Like Mel Gibson in that one film a while ago. Does Mel Gibson still act, I wonder? I don't know. Imperial Guard going to move over here. Try and capture this strategic point. Get economic parity with the sisters up north. Going to go for that decap as well. All important. I mean, yeah, that's giving them a good vision over what the Imperial Guard are doing. They can at least decap it. This sister's a bit blind. We are seeing... Ooh! We're seeing a Caldaris assassin. Causing all these people to be like, no, we don't want to fight. We're on ceasefire mode at the moment. Quite like that little icon above their heads as well. Very nice to see. She comes in, firing some green stuff everywhere. And the sisters are going to make the Imperial Guard pay. Commons are inspiring the men. The only way he knows how. Or's got some priests in the ranks of the special weapons teams. Imperial conscripts going in for that bayonet charge. Going to tie up the battle sisters over onto this side. So much in the way of firepower. Blinding light from... Is the Canoness? Yeah, the Canoness is smack bang in the middle. Caldaris Assassin really causing these Guardsmen an issue. But will be stricken down any moment now. There we go. We've also got some Crusaders. Power Axe. A powerful shield. Helps them just rock in, bring things down. Do have a standard bearer of the special weapons, keeping the men motivated, at least as motivated as one can after losing a couple of limbs in close combat. One priest also acting as a medic as well, so that will help the Guardsmen stand firm. I do believe as well that the medics overlap with the healing that the priests give to nearby troops as well. Down onto this side, Havoc Marines going up against the Retributors and the Sisters of Battle regular. Purge the Weak being activated on those Havocs, but the wrong time when their morale was broken. Now we're going to see if they can push a little bit further forward. As Imperial Guard somehow pushed that really impressive assault backwards. Got another Caldaris Assassin. Sneak on over. Throwing down those cease your provocations. Must be very frustrating from the perspective of Sproiken. So they've got no choice but to fall back. There we go, they've now got the ability to fight back again. And just a constant back and forth here. No one really gaining that much in the way of... This tree line really rustling my jimmies with this cinematic stuff going on. So Sisters firing line split off into two groups. Traitors and Imperial Guard can now focus on this section if they so chose. Smoke grenades have been thrown around everywhere. That Rhino transport adding some protective layers to their firing line. Sisters over here, they've been caught off. Now there's only one group of Sisters down here. Going to try and reconvene themselves into one solid firing line. Battle Sisters not really able to stand up much more this relentless assault. It does look like that the Ecclesiarchy is going to lose the centre point here. Listing post goes down. Inferno turret follows soon after, being replaced by another one there. What's the plan then? It's more Retributors. It's a case of, do you try and sending some close combat stuff to pester and bother them to mix up their firing line, which I suppose these Crusaders can. But still, you need a lot of melee troops for that. Exorcists. That's what the Doctor's ordered. If you get a couple of Exorcists, AoE artillery, very strong unit they are as well. Retributors glowing shiny. Blinding light going off as well. Canoness charging into combat. Fire being brought down as well. There's just so much going on at the moment. It is really neck and neck for who's going to hold on to this, but if the Traitors can take down this listing post and these Inferno turrets, that will push the Sisters firmly out of the centre, giving the Southern team the economic advantage. Got loads of assassins creeping around the backside actually, forcing passivity onto the Guardsmen. Without their support, the Chaos Space Marines aren't exactly going to be able to punch through. Have to focus down on these assassins as quickly as they can. Doesn't take long once they've been seen, and once the ceasefire ability stops. It's a really strong ability, I do have to say. I mean, how much do they cost? Are you building some more? Don't think. Yeah, you are. 200 blue and 500. Oh, so it's 200 blue and 50 green, which for your economy at the moment, actually that's quite expensive. Because in that stage of the game where you've got basically infinite money, that's just a no-brainer. You just build as many of those as you can. It's for constant annoyance. There we go, big balls of energy, keeping these girls nice and safe. While bringing down just chaotic fire everywhere. Not chaotic fire, that'd be heresy. Not allowed to do that. But yeah, it just seems that the constant ability to be able to reform firing lines for the Southern team really did them some good there. Like I said, there was the 2 firing lines. Well, there was 1 sister firing line here, 1 sister firing line there. And when they pushed far forward, the Chaos on the Imperial Guard's able to break down 1/2 of that firing line, whereas these guys have just not really been able to be separated. Although that being said, they're now separating, so Chaos over here are going to struggle against these girls on their own. But then again, now I've got a lot of Havocs. Retributors getting involved in close combat, of all things. Or is it just point-blank range fire? But also that laying of hands as well from the missionary. It'll be very difficult to break them. Guardsmen over here taking down the listing post on the relic. Is that a relic? It is the relic. Celestine's on the way down. We are going to see some more Caldaris assassins. But those Caldaris, fair play, they stop people from fighting for about 10 seconds. However, it's not really cutting the mustard long term, is it? It's not quite getting them those wins. Gives them a little bit of an advantage. The Imperial Guard can reinforce quite quickly. Using the high ground to their advantage there. The Caldaris is infiltrated until it's spotted. Chaos Runner Transport bringing forth some Chaos Space Marines, reuniting that strong firing line. Yeah, it's got to be artillery. Never mind the Caldaris assassin. If you just had 1 single Exorcist somewhere around here, I mean, what their AoE spread is something like about this big. Granted, each individual rocket only does a little AoE, and it only does a little bit of damage. But when you've got such large masses of infantry, that little bit of damage spread on such a such a large area, there's a huge amount of difference. The sisters are really making them pay for every inch of land. They're not giving up without a fight. Might be beneficial to encourage the Imperial Guard to stand in this negative cover. I'm not sure how you would encourage them. After all, people do tend to avoid it. Morale being broken on these guys. But more assassins coming on down. Though surprisingly, no one going for any major vehicles at the moment. We do have, saying that, we've got a machine pit from Keku and a mechanized command from Sproiken. Well, I suppose everyone's spending so much money on reinforcing all the bits. I mean, we're looking at the sisters at the moment. The economy's great, but having to constantly buy... There we go, where I... There, well done. Oh, she's a good lass, our cat girl. She knows the score. Bringing on down the fire, bringing on down the pain. See what I mean, though? Look at that spread. Doesn't do amazing damage, but knocking them down, preventing them from firing, would do a lot more damage against the Imperial Guard. We are seeing these Retributors, though. They're causing some serious issues for the Guardsmen. Yeah, on their own, the Chaos and the Imperial Guard aren't doing great stuff, but when they're together, cause some serious issues. But has that window now passed? Now they've got artillery from the sisters. Having Marines chasing around these ladies. The fire comes in. Look at that! See? My goodness. Hell Talent, it was over there somewhere. Probably killing things, but being it's on that Porky Pig then. Being beaten away. Swatted like the fly it is. Cultists have been infiltrated. But when you just cover the land in missile fire, it doesn't really matter if you can or cannot see them. They'll get got anyway. And now it's just a case of the Imperial Guard and Chaos now need a counter for those exorcists, which I imagine Helltowns will be the way forward. Throw them over the front lines and focus on those artillery pieces. Or fight back with artillery of your own. That might be the idea. Chaos Rhino coming forward, dropping down some more lads. Do have some, or whatever you call that ammunition, it's a faith ability. Turns their weapons to be good against basically anything. So Chaos Rhino goes down. Huge engagement. And it does seem that the Chaos Space Marines are really, really struggling here. Morale's been broken across the board. And the ladies hold that choke point for as long as they can. And they have managed to break the Chaos Space Marines backwards. But that being said, we've got double basilisks now. So they're thinking, right, okay, well, you sisters, you've got artillery. We're Imperial Guard. Technically, even though we're traitors, still gonna show them how artillery's really done. A lot more accurate. Also has access to those super duper explosives. They are quite expensive. Do the Imperial Guard have the money for that stuff? Yes, you do. If you build up a lot more plasma generators. You're building up industry commands, going for those extra plasma generators. Yeah, to be fair, if we look at the float for all these people, yeah, the Imperial Guard and the Chaos Space Marines, they've got plenty more money to play with. But, yes. We've been waiting a while for one exist, and now they've got 4. But, Predators, that's a good way to counter artillery. Those exists are not going to do much against the Predators. But in saying that, Celestians are a good counter against Predators. So it depends on who can get past who first. Government Storm Priest is charging straight in. Using his shield to full advantage. Bringing in some shocking AoE damage to everyone nearby, but not quite getting them. Well, at least getting some vision for those basilisks to get more accurate fire on them. Predators focusing on that Confessor. Confessor massively out of position at the moment. Is he trying to get that smite in? Or has he already got that smite in? Either way, good lord. All these rockets coming in. The terrifying thing. Chaos Space Marines being beaten back. Oh, hold on a second. Sorry about that, I just had to double check that I was actually recording the game. I noticed, we're 22 minutes in. I can't remember if I pressed the big red button. But I did. So good job, me. Some infiltrated Caldaris assassins just blooming tasing these guys all over themselves. Tasing and hazing as Imperial Guard push further inward. Imperial Guard have now got their plasma guns on the go. Caldaris has been spotted instantly, but we'll keep these guys innocent and sweet. And they're also breaking everyone's morale. Was that a global thing? No, it wasn't. I was just a Caldaris person doing things. Fire being brought down upon the Chaos Predators by these Retributors. While the infantry is struggling, those Predators are still standing quite well, quite nicely. They've yet to come over the lip of this hill. He says, the moment he says that, then the Chaos Space Marines just come sprinting over. We now also have a lightning fighter, but won't exactly do much. Yeah, when these guys have got the economy that they have, they could basically just throw stuff at the wall, and even if they don't succeed, they could just fall back, regroup, and get straight back to it. So these guys up north are going to have to do something quite substantial, and they're going to go for another lightning fighter. Maybe the idea is to go around the backside and destroy some of the economy. I mean, they've currently got no defense down here. Yeah, so actually all this stuff is very, very vulnerable. Of course, champion, or the aspiring champion anyway, going toe-to-toe with that Confessor. But then being bent in the dick once more. On his own, riding solo. And will be taken down. Imperial Guard still pushing forward. Basilisk moving a little bit far forward. A bit risky for at least one of them. But so far so good. Chaos Space Marines of the possessed variety now just spawning over onto this side. Lightning Fighters will come over. Try and keep those guys away from those all-important plasma generators. Sisters cannot afford to lose any kind of economy at the moment with such a deficit going on. We have a Penitent Engine and an Incarcerator on the way. That might be, actually, a good idea. Walking vehicles are usually quite good against tank vehicles when they're in close combat. These Exists really buying time for both sides here. Got Cascans over here, though. They're heavy infantry. They'll be able to resist the artillery fire a little bit more than their Imperial Guard counterparts. Now also have, what's your face, You are Saint Arabella. Angry, flaming red axe. Got that demon armor on the go as well. Been done a lot by the possessed marines, but her main focus is killing these basilisks. Also got the penitent engine on the go as well. Both basilisks being sorted out. I think that was both basilisks. We don't have a spare one down yet. No, we don't. Now the sisters trying to regain their footing. Quadruple lightning fighters. Focusing on the cultists here. So, yeah, combination of high tier melee units breaking the guard, pushing them back. Guard has managed to capture this relic there, and also the relic over here. So currently the Sisters of Battle are relicless. Guard's going to stand here, hopefully going to try and pin these ladies down on this side. But we've also got another Saint Arabella. Arabella for a fella. That's quite a dangerous pairing as well. And stand with all saints, well not all saints, but the vast majority of the saints, should they die, they will come back. Lightning fighters keeping their mitts on the Chaos Space Marines. Sorcerer has made the ground all difficult, full of stank. The penitent engine actually shrugging off a lot of the incoming damage, but he's now within range of the missile launch turret emplacements. That won't do him any favours, or her any favours, sorry. Oh, we also... there we got an Incarcerator. Using their own demons against them. Such sweet rapture. Such sweet irony. Now Sister's going to attempt to break down this listing post over onto this side. Not quite... Oh no, there we go, they get it. But probably won't be decapping that anytime soon. Saints just holding back for now. Not quite willing to get in there as of yet. It would be a waste of them if they just fell back. Or if they just engage in combat. Let's have a look at him while we're knocking around. A little horror. Being taken around. It's like seeing a gorilla at the zoo. Except that the gorilla can shock with lightning. So not like a gorilla at all, really, when you think about it. Those saints are coming out to play. One saint down the middle. Celestians and other people around the left flank. While being spread out like a line like this, a flanking maneuver means you're able to take on one unit at a time. So they can't use their mass of infantry to full advantage. Actually, most of the infantry are going to be on their backside for most of the time anyway. Tainted land over here, they're going to be doing some damage over time. Arabella still quite full on the health. Same with Arabella over onto this side as well. I think... Let me look at you. Yeah. She's going to look at those Lehman Russes and say, "Begone." A mighty double swing of her axe. Not committing too much. Going to let those saints jump in, do the damage and jump out. Well, sadly, the artillery is knocking these guys around quite a lot, preventing them from doing a lot of DPS, but Sisters don't really have much of their own killing power to follow up with. It's not quite getting them down as quickly as they'd like. There's a Redemptionist over on the side. Bright shining gold armour. And a full health Saint Arabella. Looking to keep the attention, draw the ire of the Traitor Guardsmen and the Traitor Astartes. Potentially going to swipe down one Lehman Russ, but won't quite get him. So she's going to fall back. I do quite like that. Just a whole metric ton of fire. Exorcist Sanctorums, which are a lot more accurate. Do damage primarily to tougher targets as well. But it's just, you know, rip off the roof, stay in bed. It's raining fire. And yeah, from the perspective of Chaos Space Marine, when all you can see is fire and damnation rained upon you in difficult times. There's the weak being activated. But the Redemptionists just causing everything to set on fire here. Couldn't even tell you who's being killed, at what speed. Penitent engine is in there as well, giving off the double flames. Flaming flipping of the bird, if you will. Thankfully, some reinforcements in the form of a big old tank. What are you there? You are a fire sword. So, yep, just more fire. Why not? Keep the theme. We do have... You are Saint Celestine. Serious lady coming down. Insane amount of health. Remarkable regeneration rate as well. So while the sisters don't have an amazing sized army, they do have some epic individual units being supported by a metric ton of ordnance. You're like, oh god, what are you? You're a breast scorpion. Look at speed on that bad boy. It's going to come in, and now he's on artillery hunting mode. Like a predator of the dunes and the sands. Can't escape from him. Makes me think of, oh, those camel spiders. Never seen one in real life because I've never been to the desert. Apparently really terrifying spiders. Because they will chase after... Well, they don't chase after you, they chase after your shadow. But when they move, they make like a really loud screaming sound or something. Terrifying stuff. That's why I like living in England. We've got no scary animals. Apart from badgers. Badgers and women from council estates. Terrifying beasts, all the same. Well, the brass scorpion explodes and does a lot of damage to everyone nearby by the looks of things. Good heavens. Goodness gracious. It's just... Can we get any more fire on the screen? It's like playing a game of Divinity Original Sin. Everything's always on fire for no reason. Good game, by the by. Highly recommend you play it. Lehman was surrounded by Chaos Havocs. But Celestine is not going down. I mean, she's taking a fair bit of damage. Taking a fair bit of damage indeed, but she can just fly back home to regen that health. And oh, we've got the mobile Capital Imperialis chuntering down. Oh my goodness. That's not a lot of room for that vehicle to maneuver in. Can spawn more... Oh, what are they called? Those vehicles with the horror stuck in them. Also, yeah, terrible maneuverability. Like, at the moment there are some obliterators inside it, ripping it apart from the inside. Looks impressive. Doesn't really do much though. I don't think anyway. I don't rate it as a relic unit, to be fair. Makes me think a bit like the Squigoth, where the Squigoth on paper is a really strong unit, but because of its maneuverability, it's just utter pants. The Celestine will sit back and regen her health nice and quickly. Firestorm going to just charge straight in the middle and add more flames to the situation. I don't think we need any more flames, boys and girls, but we're going to get them anyway. Oh my goodness. Fire Sword has gone down, I think. Yes, it has. Lehman Russ Infernos as well. They're just doing this intentionally. If you're not on fire, are you even doing your job correctly? The sisters clawing their way ever so slowly back over on this side, but Chaos being able to stabilise with those obliterators. I'm going to teleport in. And just one step at a time, the Celestians will fall. Nowhere near as tanky or as DPS-y as the obliterators. We also have these Vindicator Assassins being summoned somewhere. So they're probably doing damage. The thing about their damage is that it's quite subtle. You don't realise they're doing it. It's such a small... I mean, if everything's on fire, and you've got an infiltrated dude just stood here taking pot shots at your infantry, you're not going to realise, are you? Oh, this is what's going on. Oh, we've got Demon Prince. He's artillery hunting with the mutilators. Got Toad Stove sent Arabella. And quite close battle, in fact. See if I can get some looks in there. We also have Ordo Hereticus Inquisitor in there as well. Demon Prince not having the best of times now. Mutilators will come in and see if they can assist. But Demon Prince been taken out. Dear oh dear. Mobile Capital Imperialis bringing forth some more incarcerators. Got a solid line of Lehman Russes. Executioners, we've got Infernos. Good combination. Definitely focusing on that destruction of buildings, vehicles. Potential Titan. Are you a Titan? Mobile Capital Imperialis? You're not just a heavily armoured vehicle. We also have plenty of lightning fighters up in the air. They're doing what they can. It's a Lehman Russes, but doesn't seem to be doing much. Fire Spot Lieutenant just sitting pretty around there. Not sure what she does. Oh, just supports with fire, which we've got enough of. Castle over here, they seem to have been beaten back. Potentially. Also have that scepter on the way, ready to perceive things. What's been summoned here? Oh, just another mobile capital. Oh, okay, we're just going to have two of these guys. More artillery just thrown head over heels towards these mutilators. Doesn't do much damage. They are monsters. Artillery does not have much of an effect against monsters. A long line of tanks for Arabella to cut her way through. But she can cut her way through them fairly quickly, to be fair. Especially when she's supported by all these guys. Scepter jumping over the ridge, summoning forth some avenging angels. General tries to escape there. Holy blades. Look, there's the coming over on this side. Do all the stuff. Oh, we've got a thing over here. Oh, it's a desecrated castle. So give them some time. And Chaos will be able to bring forth some serious warp storms as their nuclear option. Which at the moment, I mean, what's the flirt for everyone at the moment? We've got that much for the Imperial Guard. Not terrible. Oh, never mind me talking about flirts. Got triple storm swords in the back of Demi's base. I mean, that's one way to take care of them, aren't they? The Legatines. Legatines? Ladies are breaking their way through storm swords. They do a lot of damage in close combat. Fair bit, in all fairness. But with everyone that they kill, well, Sproiken can just bring forth another storm sword. I mean, it's what he's had these. Did he have his? He's lost the relics. We did have them for a little while. Got this configuration turret just doing stuff over here. Quite intimidating, but probably very ineffectual against the storm sword. Gant is keeping on as tier 4/5 is on the way. Pardon me. I do apologise. This is the fourth game in a row I've recorded today. I am on the verge of collapsing. But we can't stop casting. So I know full well that I'm going to be too hungover over the next couple of days to record anything. We must push on. Good lord, man. This is like, I mean, Tomb Raider levels of traps going on. I swear there must have been a similar one in... Oh, what was it? Was there one in Dungeon Keeper 2? Where we got to make traps and there was something like that. I think, anyway. All the storm swords have been taken care of, but it does seem like Demi's base is basically knackered. Oh, it looks like that cat girl's turn. Lose all their stuff. Imperialis capital trying to get within range. Something so big. It's got a severe lack of guns, I feel. We've got some little firing pots here. Now the mutilators and obliterators come forth. It's not all over yet. It's not looking good, in all fairness. The southern team do have basically everything on the go. Desecrated Castle going for that Great Ruinous add-on. And also nuclear weapons center for the Imperial Guard. So if these ladies cannot push out of this area ASAP, even if they hold on, they can have their entire base, everything they know and love, been swallowed up in nuclear fire or a warp storm or two. And you know, they've beaten back these guys for now. But what else can they do? They've got Legantines. They've got 2 of them. Got to engage a glorious hand-to-hand combat. There's only 2 of them left there. Summoning forth some Avenging Angels. And that is just a lot of holy light. The demons being sliced apart by the anathema's angels. Landing light being casted, but it seems to be resisted by these Havocs down here, or maybe they were just slightly out of range. Actually, these ladies are doing a fairly good job. Who needs ranged weaponry when you've got mighty swords? Over here, this capital is actually holding these guys off as well. You know what, I take it back. It must be a fairly useful building, or vehicle, sorry. If it's doing all this on its own. You get so many Lehman Russes. Redemptionists firing away with what they have. The holy fire singeing the flesh and hide and hull anything they come into contact with. Sadly, the mobile capital unable to contend with the sheer amount of firepower coming in. It does go down. But they have another one. It's just stuck. Stormlord's still over here, actually. Need to take him down in whatever way they can. The Sister's Shrine to the Emperor. And a whole blooming building project going on down over onto this side. So Demi will take a little while to get all his structures back online for the moment. Then again, these guys are also lacking a fighting force to push forward with, really. But they don't need to push forward too much. All they need is to keep this constant stream of Stormlords being spawned to the back of the base. I'll wait for those nukes to finish, which it seems that the Chaos Space Marines have, potentially. I'll have to wait and see, though. Keep our eyes peeled. Sisters of Battle reporting. The Warp Storm, if I'm not mistaken, turns everyone in its local area mad for a few short seconds, forcing them to fight each other, before then basically exploding everything around it. Stormlord, it's got loads of chunky bits on it. Not built for damaging buildings or vehicles, but quite cracking at killing infantry, although it does seem that these guys have activated a thing to keep them alive for, or immune to damage. Stormlord goes down. That is another defense. They've got to keep the Imperial Guard away from having the vision down here, but then again, in saying that, Imperial Guard can just basically scan an area and then deep strike somewhere. Just give them wonderful repositioning power. These incarnations doing the God Emperor's work. Lehman Russ upon Lehman Russ being killed, but there's plenty more where they came from, to be honest. I mean, what, are you just constantly rebuilding them? Yeah. Oh, you've even got a Death Strike missile launcher as well. Well, isn't that interesting? Isn't that a fun little thing going on? Redemption is still hanging around there. 5 models, 8,750 health. Quite powerful individuals. We're not seeing any more angels at the moment, due to a lack of resources, I imagine. Nothing crazy coming from any of their structures, neither. Sisters of Battle reporting. That girl saying they need 4k each for the Archangel, which they do not have at all. They're nowhere near grabbing such a powerful unit. But if they could, that would definitely change the way things go. Sword girls, they're going to charge straight in. Mutilators attempting to avoid them, but saw where they were going. Decided to continue the chase. And it's uncharacteristic to see Mutilators being cut down so quickly, but there you go. Just goes to show that anything can happen in games like this, but in saying that, lots of incoming fire from all these infiltrated boys down here. And despite their best efforts, they're going to fall back. I'll place all those exorcists with exorcist sanctorums. Yeah, it looks like that the mobile capital has been stuck on the ecclesiastical chapel down here. Quadruple Lehman Russes preventing anyone from building up this listening post over here. They do not want the northern team to get any relic stuff. As you can see here, the relic resource for the sisters very low. By low, I mean 0. Because you're buying something. You're buying a thing. You are going to get down St. Arabella again. Can they keep on keeping on? Chances are slim. The hope is not on their side. All you have in situations like these, faith in each other. Oh, you've got a fun voice actor, haven't you? Don't know if you can hear it over all the fire, but she's there. Voice to whisper into your ear late at night. Demon Prince being summoned down here. That was the Chaos Sorcerer being sacrificed for the well-being. And the shrine to the Emperor. What sacrilege it is to bring that down. Oh, we've got some potential nukes been thrown in. There we go. That's one way to end the player. If you can't kill them with infinite amounts of blooming storm swords, one nuke will do it. All setting fire to a fair few structures over here by the looks of things. And we also have, the double nuke, yes. I bet that didn't annoy Demi whatsoever. Why nuke both of them equally when you can double nuke someone? That must be very frustrating. Here's the Ecclesiastical Servitor trying to come out to build or rebuild that listening shrine. Or Shrine of Living Saint even. But now that's just basically lock out Demi. They're sending out anything for quite some time now. Every time a Servitor comes out, it will just basically die straight away. It should do. Yep, there we go. Just a little bit of a delayed reaction, but got him in the end. Here we go. Archangel. The last possible second. Can she turn the tide? 1,000 to 1,200 damage. Huge explosion again. Another nuke by the looks of things. Everything's on fire, friend and foe. Just when you thought we couldn't possibly fit any more fire onto the screen. Well, lo and behold. I used to have a frame rate above 60 frames. I can't remember what that looks like now. Archangel will teleport away to regain some health. Asher Lanshaw sets things on fire as well. It's very nice of her. What else can be done? Please, the Ecclesiastical Chapel about to go down. Thankfully the Warp Storm is finished, so they'll be able to rebuild their plasma generators, but is it all for moot? Archangel about to go down, sadly. Even the best of the angels, the Emperor's #1 bride, can't hold on for much longer. Once that shrine goes down, so too will this Archangel dissipate back into the ether, back into the warp. She's just going to cling on to life for a little bit longer. Maybe seeing if she can get some revenge in the base. There's a good amount of building damage. Won't be able to spend any time long enough. Oh, we've got blooming Death Strike missile launcher. Come on, get him. Or is that manually fired? Oh, well, never mind. That is an Imperial Warlord Titan. Biggest that you can get for the Imperial Guard. If that didn't mean... Well, if the double nukes didn't mean the Southern team won, then I imagine that this certainly spells ultimate victory for the traitors here. Emotional. Love the slur, mechanical walk, and just a general screen shake and thud as it lands its foot down. Ooh. Very intimidating. Very tasty stuff. And with that, that's all. That's all, folks. So yeah, really excellent game being played by all teams there. All came down to this centre point. Like I say, when those lines started breaking and the flanking manoeuvres were happening, and when the Southern team were able to get that control of the centre. Again, on this map, whoever controls the centre controls the world. That's where your economy gets unlocked. And the fact that these guys were able to keep a really strong economy by building up multiple of their strongholds and getting extra of their plasma generators certainly did help them keep that economy going. The sisters were able to hold on for quite a while, but just did not have the money to be able to contend with these guys. So, fair play and fair enough. So yeah, thank you for supporting the channel. If you want to have a look at the old Patreon, £1 gets you one extra game a week. And there is also a Discord, where Discord things happen. Links in the description as always. As been Mr. Landshark, pleasure as always, never short, and I will see you in a bit. Peace.